Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Stormlight videos. So yeah, this I totally call this in my previous tracks feel, and those of you so yeah, before I go too much further to what I talk about, so yeah, today instead of like one of the last like regular videos I'm gonna react to for a while. So yeah, today I'm gonna react to After the Fact, Amending Fences, and like I said in my last video too, like its last After the Fact video, I totally called it that like as soon as I got the video out to that reaction video, this was gonna come out, and those you saw my reaction to that, you probably know how I reacted. So yeah, but yeah, of course, I am definitely very excited to see this today since it's based on one of my favorite episodes in season 5. So yeah, I really don't have too much to say, but yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. But first, definitely your clear throat, but alright, so this video is about 18 minutes long, so yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a lot to talk about. So yeah, let's get to After the Fact, Amending Fences here. In 3, 2, 1, play. Alright, starting the restaurant with so-called Starlight.
So, you planning something wicked? I bet you're planning something wicked. I mean, why else would you come here except to spy on Twilight? Yeah, look at them all being all friendly. Bunch of goody goods. Only reason to come here. That, and the food's pretty good too. Have you tried the veal? Ew, right. Herbivore. So, what kind of evilness are you planning? You gonna poison her food or something? Well, don't worry. I've already got the best revenge planned.
Really?
I ordered her a quesadilla.
Oh yeah, the quesadilla! I knew he was going to bring that joke back.
What have I done? I'm sorry, Twilight.
But you... yeah.
Hey, could you pay the bill? Thanks.
That's Sarah Silver. What the hell? That kid's ain't causing much. What the hell did he get? Oh yeah, she's pissed. I'm really surprised she comes back and later in this video to beat him up over it. Okay, so let's just start the video here. That's a nice little thumbnail there too. I like that.
Amending Fences. Boy, this is treacherous territory.
Yeah.
Not because I dislike this episode, far from it, but I've already tried voicing criticism before.
Really?
Problem is that this episode hits close to home for a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Moondancer in particular is a character with whom many people identify. So anything I say against this episode tends to be seen as a critique on other people. It's never my goal to hurt people with my reviews, but I want to be able to talk about the ideas within. Because stories are a fantastic vehicle for ideas, and they're worth talking about, okay? Okay. We start off with Twilight needing some downtime.
After 3 events in 1 week, I really needed to relax with a good book.
Wait, 3 events?
Wait.
Huh?
1,
Huh?
2,
Huh?
3.
No.
What?
No way.
What?
I know ponies work on an accelerated schedule, but I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah, that's like
Anyway,
like all
Spike
having
makes
like
the
right away.
critical mistake
That
of
would be
talking
exhausting.
and reminds Twilight that she had a life before Ponyville. Thus comes Twilight's driving force for this episode: guilt.
Pack a bag, Spike. We're going to Canterlot. And make a list of my friends' names.
I have some issues with the setup, but this is an amazing piece of integration.
Really?
The whole story is bringing Twilight full circle, demonstrating how she's changed from the reclusive we saw in the first episode. In fact, it's chock full of...
Oh god.
No, wait.
Really?
If I do this every time they build on the past, we'll be here all day.
Oh yeah.
I'll just have to curb my memes.
Really?
First stop, Twilight's old digs.
Yeah.
How could I have let this happen?
Good question. You packed up and relocated at least 1 year ago.
Yeah.
And didn't come back to sweep up?
Yeah,
More
seriously.
to the point, how could a house like this be chocked full of valuables with no apparent security and not get robbed? You think at least one unscrupulous individual would try to take advantage of that.
Starlight. Oh, or yeah. Oh, shiny arm. Oh, yeah, it's backing up.
Gotta make it up to...
Oh, Minuet, Twinkle Shine, Lemon Hearts, Lyra Heartstrings, and Moondancer.
Kinda hard to root for rekindling friendships that weren't important enough to learn names.
Really?
These ponies have probably been suffering ever since I left, wondering why their supposed friend would treat them so badly.
Yes, let's see how much they've suffered.
Hey! I just had the greatest idea! You
want to go see Lemon Hearts and Twinkle Shine?
Forgive my snark, because I actually like this.
Really?
All of Twilight's old acquaintances accepted that she'd moved on and did the same. Twilight put way too much pressure on herself, thinking that being the princess of friendship meant she had to be the perfect friend all the time. I said it before, and I'll say it as many times as necessary. Titles create expectations, but they don't bestow qualities. In hindsight, this was the start of a flaw in Twilight's thinking.
Really?
She's letting her princess title define her when it's really her own qualities that made her a princess. Of course, it's kind of weird that she's meeting with background ponies that appear all the time.
You remember our old friend Lyra, right? She lives in Ponyville, too. We're always over there visiting her.
Oh, well, there's still the matter that they never approached.
We've thought about asking you to join us from time to time, but we just sort of figured you'd moved on.
They kind of
Continue.
Yeah, continue.
No, must deflect with snark. Well, there's still Twilight's guilt, and that's a big...
Yeah, we didn't take it personally.
What? What is this? How could this episode predict all the criticisms? How could it know my nitpicks?
Larson!
It's what they say. M.A. Larson is a psychic. Away from me, O demon. My mind is not your playground.
Oh no, Silver! Well, there.
By the way, how odd that the ponies mentioned in this episode were a group in the comics as well. In the Fall of Sunset Shimmer, the entire group served as a stand-in for the main six to show the difference between Sunset's attitude and Twilight's. 5 characters seems like a strong coincidence.
So, yeah.
I wonder if both the television and the comic staffs have to work with some kind of limitation. But what a use this is. This episode actually uses background characters better than Slice of Life. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy the shoutouts in that little love ballad.
Yeah.
But here we have background characters getting fleshed out to better enhance one of the main cast.
Yeah, I
once
really like
criticized that
aspect of it,
Twilight's social circle beyond the main six was limited to just the royal family and Trixie. Now she's got a host of other ponies with whom she can interact.
Yeah.
Including Moondancer, who was a Fluttershy clone in the comics but is now...
I read ahead. Well, I read ahead too, Moondancer.
Thank you, Bubbles. Good to hear from you again. That's almost as nostalgic as hearing about the new Samurai Jack.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that.
Now,
I
a
can't
lot
wait
of
for
fans
that.
have debated whether or not it's okay for a second-tier character to look like one of the main six. After all, every time you reuse a body type or a main style, the whole effect looks less unique. Heck, Lemon Hearts and Twinkle Shine there are just recolors of the same design.
Yeah. What?
Lemon Hearts and Twinkle Shine.
Well,
You know, this is why I can never have a civil conversation with non-bronies.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Of the two, I think
Who's
that
that?
Lemon Hearts is cuter than Twinkle Shine, if only for her color scheme. But I always remember how she had Rarity's eyes in episode 2. That was weird.
What? What did she do that for?
And you can come back when you start speaking English.
Okay.
By the way, it's your turn for dinner next week, too.
What?
Noted.
What? Is that his girlfriend?
I'm in favor of
wife or
Twilight
what?
sharing
I
a
don't know.
visual similarity with Moondancer. Because so much of the latter half is a sort of what-if scenario. What if Twilight hadn't received friendship from the main
yeah.
six? What if she prioritized her studies above all else?
Yeah, we never
And
saw
how
that
much more
Moondancer.
interesting is that question for those who've seen the season finale?
Yeah.
Eh?
Exactly how I used to be.
Moondancer is a mirror for Twilight and vice versa. Just from this similarity, we see what Twilight might have become just as we see Moondancer's potential. That's not to say I think the presentation is flawless. One of the biggest issues for me is the unintentional messages. Those
Really?
ideas that a book or movie might convey even if that wasn't the writer's intent. Case in point, Twilight proceeds to stalk Moondancer for 3 days. They observe that she doesn't interact with the ponies around her, and it's implied that's terrible. Are we really going to judge an individual by how they act over 3 days
Yeah.
without engaging her directly? Or assume the worst about the fact that they're private? We live in a culture where if someone isn't living up to the extroverted ideal, we assume that there's something wrong with them. But that's our own
is true.
bias. To my fellow introverts, I say, there is nothing wrong with being quiet and preferring a little
Yeah, I
privacy.
prefer to be quiet.
The
and,
important thing is
to
that you
myself
feel
a lot.
comfortable with that
And I
choice
kinda like
rather
that. I
than
don't have to
feeling
be
any
like
sort
with
of
people all the time.
resignation. Now, while Twilight's view seems skewed, I
Of course,
can't
like
say
a
that
lot of
Moondancer's
introverts be like a
without
lot of
issue.
smart people.
The visual of
a lot
her
more
crumbling
time
home is a
thinking
big
all that.
indicator that she's not caring for herself. So Twilight tries to casually start a conversation when... Oi, you just a princess. I mean, really? Though mad props to Moondancer. If a pony was stalking me and then a book started talking out of nowhere, then I'd be out the door.
Hello.
What? I think I recognized that pony.
And I was so caught up in my
I can't
own
remember her
study
name
that I
though,
didn't
but
take
yeah.
your feelings into account.
You were afraid the world was going to end and working to avert it.
Yeah.
I think most ponies would understand.
Yeah,
First,
bigger,
then she
bigger
moved to
issue
Ponyville and
as
left
well.
everything and everyone she knew at a moment's notice, including her parents and brother and now Moondancer.
Yeah.
That is a weird piece of info to integrate. So when trying to force herself into a conversation doesn't work, Twilight does the best thing one can do to draw out an introvert.
Yeah.
While we may be tempted to shoot the breeze with small talk, an introverted personality really reaches out on a topic that has deeper meaning. And Moondancer shares Twilight's love of learning. But maybe Twilight pushes too hard to have a hasty reconciliation.
I tried friendship, and it's just not for me.
Key difference between the two. Moondancer reached out and got hurt, so she's withdrawn. Twilight's journey towards friendship is a lot different than how she's presented it. I'm curious why she thinks that having dinner with Moondancer will open her up to friendship again. After all, remember how Twilight reacted when 5 random ponies came on too strong?
Yeah, I probably
All
feel
the
the same
ponies in
way.
this town are crazy!
It wasn't the party that won her over. She had to go on a dangerous journey where trust became a necessity, and she got to see each pony contribute towards their victory. And near the
Yeah.
end, when her last hopes were shattered and everything seemed lost, there were her friends reminding her she wasn't alone. I wonder if Twilight is so enamored by the relationships she's made that she's remembering things a little differently.
Really?
You planning on being a professor or something? No.
I could do a whole supplement video on that line alone.
Really?
In fact, I did.
Oh.
Well, did you know...
Oh yeah, he did!
Lemonheart's
Which
here.
I plan
Works
to
at the
react
Cantaloupe
to
Palace.
later.
I often
so
forget this
I'll
because
explain
Twilight is
more
very
after this.
easygoing and relatable, as opposed to most of Canterlot. But she really is the 1%.
Yeah,
she went to a prestigious
definitely.
school that has graduates working for the princess. Her brother made it to captain of the royal guard. Her foal sitter was royalty. I'm betting her parents are loaded because she's never once worried about money or support. And all that
Yeah.
was before she
Who
became
cares
royalty
what they do
herself.
for career?
It's
I
just
think in
funny
the
to think that
comics,
this
like, her mom's a
character who was
writer.
initially
Oh,
celebrated
for
as the
Darren
every
too.
girl really wasn't. Yet I don't hold that much against her character because she cares so much for others and doesn't act entitled. However, this is a good point to mention the biggest unintentional message of the story.
Right.
It's all Twilight's fault.
Oh,
Guilt has
yeah.
been Twilight's chief motivator throughout this story. She feels guilty for being a bad friend and goes to apologize. Now she obviously feels guilty for Moondancer. There's even an imagined flashback that turns out to be 100% on the mark. But should she be taking on this burden? Let's compartmentalize
I don't
here.
know.
Twilight made a mistake. She ignored Moondancer's party for more pressing matters and didn't immediately resolve the issue. That was indeed an error, and high praise to her for wanting to reconcile. But that's as far as her responsibility goes. Moondancer represents a very relatable choice. When we get hurt, when we feel rejected, it's so easy for us to huddle in upon ourselves and not try again. But that withdrawal, no matter how understandable, is still our own choice. Moondancer chose to focus on the negative, to ignore the 3 ponies that did
she could've
show
just
up in
moved on
favor of
and
the one
whatnot,
who
yeah.
did not. She chose not to reach out to them and instead cut off
I'm
all
curious,
ties.
if, what
It's
if
foolishly
she didn't
easy to
become
do,
an
but it's not
introvert?
fair to pin that on Twilight,
What if she
because
went out to her
ultimately
friends?
we are
one night?
not
I'm
responsible for the
curious.
happiness of others. We can encourage the pursuit of happiness and provide opportunity, but in the end, the responsibility for that achievement rests upon the individual. By the
That's
same
very
notion,
true.
we can't blame others for our own hesitation.
Yeah.
Perhaps someone wronged you with a hurtful comment or a lack of encouragement, either by mistake or intention. That pain is real and sincere, and you're not weak for feeling that way. But the greatest test of our courage, even more than the adventures we see in stories, is to step out there and risk being harmed again because the benefits can outweigh the risk. We have to own our fear, gather our courage, and say, I'm scared, but I want to try again.
Yeah.
And that's what
I've
Twilight
definitely
wants to do.
made
I went
those
to get my
situations.
secret weapon.
Oh.
And that secret weapon is Pinkie Pie.
You two know each other?
Oh, sure. She was one of Cadence's bridesmaids. We hang out all the time when she's in Ponyville.
This after Pinkie helped foster newfound goodwill in
Oh, I can't wait
Griffinstone
till he
and
probably
averted war with
explodes at the end
Yaks.
of this video.
All I'm saying is Pinkie Pie for Grand Duchess of Friendship. Who's with me?
That was awesome! We gotta go flying more often, Twilight!
Wait, that's all you need to get a flight animation?
What, really?
I've been doing this the hard way.
What? Wait. What? Wrong way? Or? Oh, there he goes.
Hello and welcome.
Oh, hey,
My name
Manga!
is Manga Kama, and thank you for
Manga
clicking
work.
onto this video. Today we'll be discussing a very serious topic, including this very video itself. Are videos on YouTube considered art? Let us begin by
Wait
quoting a
for
very
it.
famous person.
Help! My rub is kidnapping me!
There you go.
And just like that, the moment is ruined.
So we finally come to the most emotional scene of the episode. I hate to be critical of Twilight because this is a very heartfelt and kind gesture. But she's trying to make up for history, and it wasn't the party that hurt Moondancer, it was the sense of rejection.
Yeah.
I'm afraid Twilight's efforts are hindered by the episode length. Some folks require more time to come around, but this
That's
show
very
favors
true.
hasty resolutions.
And you think this is gonna do it?
Maybe she thinks about
Oh,
that.
now we're getting into the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
I was humiliated. I felt like I wasn't important. I never
was almost
wanted to
close
let
to tears
myself
at that
be hurt
moment
like that
when I first saw it.
again.
I think anyone who's felt rejection in some form can identify. I criticize the setup and the pacing, but the emotion is spot on.
Yeah.
There's a reason Moondancer became the fandom's darling. She represents one of the hardest pains people can face.
But please, don't let my mistake be the reason you can't be friends with any pony else.
Such an important line there.
Yeah,
It ties
very
into what I
important.
said about not blaming someone else for your life. This is Moondancer's darkest moment. Maybe the world isn't about to end like with Nightmare Moon, but for Moondancer's sense of self, it can feel just as bad. And when she looks up, she gets to see that there are friends nearby and she's not alone. There's
I'm
that
about to
spark of
cry
friendship
again.
lighting
Damn.
inside her.
That's the librarian, the bookseller, my sister.
She has a sister? Where was this lady hanging out?
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously, what is it with Canterlot no-show siblings?
Yeah.
I make a big deal out of this
I really
because
think
it
of
would
that,
help
but-
clear up Twilight's guilt complex. She came to Canterlot out of a sense of responsibility. But how would the story change if Moondancer's sister had approached Twilight and asked for help? Guilt might have still been a factor, but the quest for help would make this a rescue mission.
Yeah.
A minor gripe, but something that stands out when I watch this episode. And there's the back and forth I feel when watching. There are themes that I think convey an unintentional message. The idea that introversion is a bad thing, or that Twilight must be a perfect friend because of her title. I don't doubt that her motives are to help
Like,
a
no
pony
one's
in
perfect,
need,
that's
but the
for
story
sure.
does place a lot of emphasis on her guilt, which I find unhealthy. But in
Yeah.
terms of heart and likability, you two are both gems.
Yeah.
Twilight and Moondancer complement each other so well, demonstrating the
I
best
definitely
and
like their
worst
friendship.
both
It's
could
very sweet.
achieve. Moondancer is a character so many fans can identify with, in both struggle and success. And that final scene of Moondancer going out to play with her new
that
friends
was so
is
sweet.
one of the most optimistic and happy images I could imagine.
Yeah.
So despite my criticisms, I
oh,
love this
there she
episode and
is!
what
I
it
knew she was
tries
gonna
and
come back.
succeeds in conveying. There's so much to celebrate, and I
not
really
yet,
hope the
Starlight, not
Unicorn
yet.
5 will get to make a return. Because this helps make
hopefully.
Twilight a more diverse character as well, giving her story avenues beyond life with the main six
Yeah.
or the royal family.
This actually makes
Not
more
to
friends
mention,
one.
it is a huge, overwhelming mass
Yes.
of continuity.
I knew he was gonna do an explosion of that. That's fucking great.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Oh, there they go. Start.
Oh, hi, Starlight. Didn't see you there. Did you want in on the group hug? You're funny. I'm Silver Quill. Thanks for watching.
Oh man. Guys, I'm serious about the cry again. Yeah, it was like doodle dabble and not gonna comment. Definitely. So I say screw up. Her name, pronounce the name. What's her relation to Silver? I don't know. Never seen before. Ooh, but I took some hard art. Okay, that's pretty nice. Oh, that's nice little art. Like Flush came a little baby, so good. Oh, it's cute. Yeah, there's Patreon supporters, probably a bunch of this one. Oh yeah, Twilight and Crossart. Damn it, I forgot to check his name. But that is a very nice piece of artwork. That's very nice. Ooh, oh, those skulls are so cool. Oh, that was cool. Any more, or is that it? I feel like there should be another, but yeah, that's about it. Okay. Ah, man. Okay, so I'm serious about the cry again. So that was After the Fact Abandoned Fences, and it's because of because of this. And like so cool as my fair analysis or reviewer in the Brony communities is he just has like so many things to say about like particular episodes, especially this one. Like the pros and cons. He's able to like definitely look deep into it. Like especially look into like try to find some flaws, but also of course like talk about the good things. There's definitely a lot of good things. And of course I really like the throughout the whole episode he's kind of like trying to save continuity, but of course there's like a bunch of in this episode you kind of like wait for it. And of course that huge explosion he had of the continuity thing, that was really funny watching. I saw, and of course I like at first guy like had Star like pay the bill of the restaurant. Of course, yeah, I was definitely guess she was come back at the end trying to beat him up, but of course after the explosion she got knocked out, so that was funny. So but then of course he definitely had a lot of like I'm sorry, that episode is just a very emotional one, and I also could never relate to one that, but of course I definitely how he also was able to see us in another light when I were like Twilight, trying to push too far, trying to get this like done like right away. While like some things with like issues with people definitely take some time, and you need to be very, very patient with them. So and yeah, I kind of recently I've had to I met someone that's also going through like a certain form of depression, and she's getting some help, but yeah, it's definitely going to take some time. So I do hope she gets. Eventually she gets better. So, but I think she's kind of mentioned like something happened when she was younger, maybe kind of like with Moon Dancer here, where we kind of affect her in very big ways. So it's definitely taking a long time, but I do hope eventually she gets better. But then also, yeah, like with with our culture, it's kind of like a bad thing to be an introvert or nerd or geek or what. It's kind of more commonplace, but it's still not like more popular belief. Oh, you're introvert. Oh, that's bad. You have to be an extrovert and socialize with people. But of course, so me, I like to be an introvert. I like to hang out by myself. Of course, like me playing Vegas, I kind of sometimes rather talk with people online, and yeah, it's kind of hard for me to interact with people in person. I've as of late I've been better at it, but I still kind of have a tough time, especially when I talk. Of course, for those who've been with me a long time, sometimes I have a tough time, specifically talking and saying specific words or talking too fast. So, it can be sometimes tough for me, and of course I have to repeat myself, or like in certain situations where I'm trying to talk, but then like either someone doesn't hear me or someone just like starts like talking over me or whatnot, then I start to quiet down, and it's because the reason why that's also why I've like kind of quiet since I'm not really able to get the chance or stuff like that, so kind of sucks. But like as of late, I'm definitely able to socialize more with more friends, and yeah, I definitely like that. But I still have a lot to learn and grow and stuff. So yeah, I could definitely also relate to Moondancer. But of course, like Moondancer, she chose to be an outcast. She chose to be an introvert. She chose to push her friends out, which is also kind of like the other thing my friends always go through. Pushing some of her friends away, even though like they want to help. But yeah, so she chose to be that way. But of course, like the what if she decided to move on? What if she knew Twilight had to, she kind of found out that she had to save, of course, her from Nightmare Moon, and eventually all those other things that happen throughout the series. Like, what if she decided to move on? What if she decided to like eventually like hang out with Twinkle Shine and Lemon Hearts again? Like what if? I'm pretty sure she might have probably turned out better. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't be in that situation we saw in Amending Fences. So I definitely like those things that Silkwood was able to bring up in this artifact field. So. And just like a lot, especially a lot of the things I said here, definitely stuff that anyone can learn. Especially like trying to accept who you are. It's like you don't have to be an extrovert. It's fine that you're introvert. Like I said, like throughout the video, it's like a lot of the smartest people in the world are introverts. Like especially me, I have a lot of time to think. I've thought like a lot of things throughout my life. And yeah, it's like use a lot of that thinking to become creative and eventually make creative things. And that's a lot. Like there's like a ton of people in the world that are like introverts but have been very successful. So it's not bad to be an introvert or unsociable person. It's fine. And of course, it's your decision to be like that. It's just you. So yeah, just be yourself. It's very simple. But yeah, it's definitely very true. Just be yourself. And yeah, I definitely tried to, but of course I have been, obviously trying to be social, since I would like to hang out with more people a little more often. So yeah, I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life. That's for sure. So I've been trying, and I'm getting there. So let's see how it turns out. So, um, I don't know what else to say, but I also did like the music that's played in the background, very very nice and in tune with the feel, but not too much else I have to say, but I absolutely loved what Silco had to say for this video. And of course, I like the social cuts he had pretty sure in here, especially manga by the end there. So yeah, it's definitely a very tough topic to talk about, but I really liked how Silco was able to approach this, and very mature. And I think, yeah, he's able to do it the right way. So yeah, it's because of reasons like this is why Sokol is my favorite. And Silver, if you are like watching this somehow, props to you for being able to do this and be my favorite reviewer or analysis, whatever you call yourself at this point. More reviewer, I think that's what you say in one of your reviews. More reviewer than analysis, but yeah. So thanks for doing all you do, and keep up the good work. And also, like I said, like by the end there, he did mention about him making a supplement video to this episode, and yeah, I that was a particular I said I do plan to react to, plus his top 10 Applejack moments, or whatever it is, top 10 Applejack stuff. So yeah, I plan to react to both of those videos like when I get back from my trip to Arizona. So like throughout the first full week of January, expect my reaction to those videos. But until then, I might have to take a moment, because yeah, I was pretty close to crying because of this video, but definitely surprised to watch it again for how great back-to-back video. So yeah, guys, here, check this video out on your own. I highly recommend that. And of course, I highly recommend check out some of his other artifact videos if you haven't seen those yet. So yeah, check them out. So overall, this video. Make sure you like this video, scratch out more videos, and leave a comment down below. Such what video I strike to next. And yeah, so this is like the last regular video I plan to react to for throughout the week for the most part. So the next of several should be the Christmas themed videos I plan to react to. So stay tuned for those. So overall, this video. Hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.